Some of the best ways to naturally increase blood pressure would be eat the standard American diet, spend time with people who you really don't like and who are really negative and toxic to be around, work in a high-stress, toxic workplace, and spend at least 2 to 3 hours a day watching the mainstream media news. That will do it. You'll be out of the low blood pressure situation in no time, but you'll probably be sick in a bunch of other ways. So I don't actually recommend that. Now, in all seriousness, you want to rule out some various diseases and serious issues that can be contributing to low blood pressure, like Addison's disease, which is a serious adrenal issue. Make sure you're not about to have a heart attack or liver failure, and make sure you don't have a head injury. If somebody hit you over the head with a 2x4 and you have low blood pressure, well, that's probably more attributable to the person who just hit you than to any other underlying health condition. Now, let's look at some solutions here. One, wear a helmet so people can't hit you over the head with a 2x4. 2, hydrate. Make sure you are staying very well hydrated because dehydration is a cause of low blood pressure. Also, make sure that your diet is giving you a good amount of B12 and iron. These are 2 nutrients that if you don't have enough can cause anemia, and anemia can give you low blood pressure. Naturally, if you don't have enough blood, your blood pressure is going to be lower. It's like if you have a hose, if there's not enough water flowing through the hose, there's going to be low water pressure. And then increased salt consumption. That's probably a pretty obvious one to most people. Just make sure you're having a good salt, like a clean sea salt or an Icelandic sea salt like we use in our chocolate, or Himalayan sea salt is another decent option. And test your blood sugar levels if you are going towards pre-diabetic or diabetic, have real blood sugar management issues. Is something you can start to learn about just by getting a $12 little kit to prick your finger and test that. You can go check out addictivewellness.com/FP, where we list all our favorite products. And in the lifestyle products section there, we've got a blood sugar test kit that there was a study done where they compared like professional equipment with these home test kits, and some were actually really not very accurate. This was the most accurate one, very, very similar to what you'd get with a professional test. And you can test your fasting blood glucose each morning. You can also test your blood glucose a couple hours after each meal, and see how your blood sugar is recovering, and see what really causes your blood sugar to skyrocket and stay high, or what allows your body to really recover and drop that blood sugar pretty quickly thereafter. The other thing to think about is thyroid. So many women and men, but like especially women, they suffer from this at a much higher rate, deal with underactive thyroid, hypothyroidism. It is an absolute epidemic. And so underactive thyroid can lead to low blood pressure. And most people go with undiagnosed hypothyroidism because the relevant ranges of various different thyroid metrics, different thyroid hormones, are very wide, as the labs generally provide the information back to the doctors. And so the doctor just looks, if you're going to like just your general practitioner, they're probably going to look at it and say, oh, you're within the range. That's absolutely fine. It's all in your head. You're imagining your symptoms. And your answer should be, no, it's not in my head. It's in my neck. It's right here. And tell them that you need to see somebody else, because a real thyroid specialist will be able to tell you, yeah, here's the range that the lab is saying is right. Here's the narrower range of what's actually healthy. And we're not just going to test like 2 thyroid hormones. We're going to give you a complete thyroid panel to look at this from all angles. And that's really what you want to see if there's any suspicion of a thyroid disorder. Just a basic thyroid test is absolutely not enough. You got to get the full picture. So there's a lot of possible things there. Hopefully those lead you to some rabbit holes that will then lead you to feeling better and getting that blood pressure in a healthy range.